Aw man, I've been on the run for a few days now. I'm wearing one of these ghillie suits wherever I go. You ever see one of those things? It's patterned to blend in with Mountain Dew and Cheetos so I can hide out at the local Gamestop. And while I was hiding in the shadows, I decided to brew up a budget polymorph deck around a damn otter named Bria Riptide Rogue. This card is $18, man. But guess what? You're gonna get this deck for 50 bucks. It's better than any pre-con you can get on the market today. Bria the Riptide Rogue, 2 blue and a red for a legendary creature, Otter Rogue. It's a 3/3 with prowess. Other creatures you control have prowess. That's pretty awesome, man. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. What do you think, boys? Can we build a fun $50 deck around this fella? I think we can. But you gotta like and subscribe, dude. And you know what? Put some respect on the patrons out there. Keep Better Commander independent. That's fantastic. Thanks to them, I was able to quit my OnlyFans. Alright man, so Bria has prowess, gives other creatures prowess. So you cast a little mana rock, that's prowess, dog. You cast a brainstorm, that's prowess, dude. You want to go wide with an ability like that. More creatures, more prowess. We want lots of tokens in this deck. So we have cards like Dragon Fodder, Krenko's Command, Forbidden Friendship. They can make that happen. I had a Forbidden Friendship one time, dude, with a damn crocodile. People said, oh listen, he's going to bite your arm off, you know what I'm saying? But I turned that right around on them and I ended up eating the crocodile. Now that second ability seems to want to make one larger creature. You can make a bigger beater or a few bigger beaters unblockable to stack damage on your combat step. Very interesting card, this Bria. These two abilities, go wide and prowess, and unblockable beaters paying off non-creature spells screams polymorph to me. Now the polymorph archetype is pretty fun. It's named after this iconic magic card, Polymorph. 3 and a blue for a sorcery, destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. Its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. The player puts that card onto the battlefield and shuffles all the other cards revealed this way into their library. This horror show art is one of my favorite archetypes. Makes people sit and watch me flip over cards endlessly. I love that. They're going to be terrified of a Jin Gitaxias, which I would slot in a non-budget list for sure. Either one, really. But is a polymorph deck viable? Is there a critical mass of polymorph cards out there? Short answer is yes. But some are a bit pricey mana-wise and each has its own little idiosyncrasies like this guy, Transmogrify. Exile target creature. That creature's controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. That player puts that card onto the battlefield, shuffles the rest in their library. This guy's turned into a Neon Dragon, which was my nickname back in college, to be fair. This can double as removal. A lot of these can, but some can't. Like Reality Scramble here, this says put target permanent you own on the bottom of your library, reveal cards from the top until you reveal a card that shares a card type with that permanent. Put that card onto the battlefield, the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order has retrace. You got a damn orangutan over there eating a book. This only works with stuff you own, but we're building that deck anyways. And you got Chaos Mutation out here, 3 blue and a red, instant, exile any number of target creatures controlled by different players. For each creature exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, put the rest in the bottom of their library in a random order. This one is a polymorph and removal if you want it to be, dude. Trouble is they may get something better. You gotta pick your targets with this. Cool thing about this though is that you can choose not to target some players' creatures, just hit your own if you want, and it's instant speed. And fresh out of Dominaria United, we have Chaotic Transformation, 5 and a red for a sorcery, exile up to 1 target artifact, creature, enchantment, up to 1 target planeswalker, and up to 1 target land. For each permanent exiled this way, its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a card that shares a card type with it. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. Pretty chaotic, but this can get rid of problem permanents around the table and polymorph your dudes. Then you have Divergent Transformation, 6 and a red, instant, has Undaunted. You're scared about this costing 7 mana, dude, but it costs 1 less for each opponent. Exile 2 target creatures. For each of those creatures, controller reveals cards from the top until they reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest in your library, dude. Double polymorph, buddy, not bad. With 3 opponents, it's 4 mana. Looks like that thing from the Mandalorian, dude. I have spoken. This is the way. And of course there are a few more. Reweave with this dude transforming into an anime demon, and Luca. So that's about 8. Plenty to make a fun little deck. There are others, but I don't like them that much. So what are we polymorphing into? Well, there's a wide variety of creatures that are pretty fantastic. In a non-budget deck, either big Jin-Gitaxias, those are nasty includes, man. Astral Dragon is another neat card, but I want creatures that are big and bad and synergize with our non-creature Spellslinger archetype. And look at this Enigma Goliath out here, Ovika, 5 blue and a red, legendary creature, Phyrexian Nightmare. It's a 6/6 with flying, ward 3, and pay 3 life. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X 1/1 red Phyrexian Goblin creature tokens, where X is the mana value of that spell. They gain haste until end of turn. Holy cow, dude. Big beast, cool art, lots of arms to give you big hugs and massage your neck, brother. Bigger spells means more tokens, which means more polymorph. It's also a big flying beater with some nice protection. And how's about this guy, Magnus the Red? 3 blue and a red, legendary creature, Demon Primarch. It's a 4/5 with flying. This guy's got unearthly power, just like your host, Nikki G. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each creature token you control. Also has Blade of Magnus. Whenever this guy deals combat damage to a player, create a 3/3 red spawn creature token. That unearthly power can get out of hand really quick. Magnus is a great polymorph commander by himself. I've done that deck before, man. Makes his own little token. Honestly, if this guy is out there, I would just leave the outer rogue at home for a little while, you know? Just play this guy as the commander. But he's also a mean polymorph target. Don't you ever forget about Brutaclad, the Telcor Engineer. 4 blue and a red, legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Artificer. It's a 4/4. Creature tokens you control have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 blue Phyrexian Mirror Artifact creature token. Then you may choose a token you control. If you do, each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. Classic Commander 2018 fun box, this guy. This guy makes tokens, can make your tokens into bigger creatures, but we can talk about making those later. And how's about this guy, Eris, the Roar of the Storm, 8 blue and a red for a legendary creature, Elemental Warlock. It's 4/4, costs 2 less to cast for each different mana value among instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. This guy has flying and prowess. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 4/4 red dragon elemental creature token with flying and prowess. Whoa, dude, we got double prowess on this guy. This guy gets big quick and can make some beefy tokens and is under $1. So you probably want about 6 creatures to polymorph into in the deck. You can check out my list, salt your own preferences to taste, of course. We talked a little bit about making small tokens to give prowess, but what about some beefier tokens? We have cards like Sea Double out there, 2 blue instant. Spell can't be copied, don't even try. Choose one. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell, you may choose new targets for the copy, or create a token that's a copy of target creature. Create a token of an opponent's utility creature or big beater, something like that. Cards like this give a bit of variability and scalability to a budget deck. You can steal a little power from your opponents. Now this card is pretty powerful, it's only about 30 cents. Elminster's Simulacrum, 4 blue instant. For each opponent, you create a token that's a copy of up to 1 target creature that player controls. This damn card is 35 cents, dude, and I love the synergies with Go Wide tokens and Go Big on blockability. Probably getting 3 copies off of this, the best of everyone's board. And this is an old favorite of mine, Saheeli's Artistry, 4 blue sorcery. Choose one or both. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact. Create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types. This can hit your stuff if there isn't a mean artifact across the table, but we'll get you 2 token copies and it's pretty versatile. And from there, man, you just slap in some spells, do whatever you want. Brainstorms, ponders, windfalls, counterspells, frantic searches. You're going to be in the money, brother. This is better than any precon out there and cheaper, and you get to polymorph into big stuff. If you really want to go nuts, dude, get rid of Bria in the command zone because it's $20. Slap Magnus in there, pick up the 2 Jin-Gitaxias, the Phyrexian versions. Those are like $4 each. This is easy to upgrade, maybe a little silly, and that's better commander, brother. You know, I love silly. We're all silly goose shenanigans all day, every day here at Better Commander, dude. Nikki G, signing off.